Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome, welcome. It is so strange. I'm the only one here. I actually thought we were going to be quite a few guys here. I don't know what happened. We were such a whole bunch of guys earlier, like 2 hours ago. We were sitting this place full. Anyway, let me connect. Maybe there's Anthony. There's a Sapphire guy. All right, so I'm not completely alone. And I've got you guys on YouTube, so that's fine. That's just disappointing. I thought we were going to have plenty more flyers. Guys, I keep the voice muted for Discord, so in case somebody comes in and just start talking. If you hear me speak to somebody and it didn't register that I need to open their mics, just prompt me, please. Then I'll obviously remember. Thanks. Hello, Gilbert. Yeah, guys. Hope it's going to be a nice one. I've flown this aircraft a few times now. This is the latest Zibo. This is 7A, and there's a bit of a story to it. So, tell you what we're going to do. Just to allow more people to come in. You know, once we hit about 15 or 20, I'll run the story by you. What the story is behind 7 Alpha and 7 Bravo. I've got 7 Bravo. But it means nothing to me, and I'll explain everything to you in a few minutes. Let me start setting up. Then we can attend to that when the time comes. I need to check one. A strange thing happened to me, and it happened before, but I never put 2 and 2 together until a while later. In FS 2020, my Alpha and Bravo controllers interfered with my aircraft lights, and I never picked up on it in the new computer, because in the old computer I fixed it. It was not a problem. So funny. This afternoon I quickly fixed that, and now we're back in Explain. Nice to be at home. Hello SK Sun, good evening, welcome. So let's get going. Let's do this load. Hello Dave, welcome. My load file here. All right, for those of you flying or intending to fly this flight, guys, be careful. It's a short runway on the other side, so make sure you're nice and capable of handling it, eh? Hey Magic Norm, welcome. I know I'm supposed to know who you are, but my memory is faded. Right.
Ground flight deck hose disconnected and starting refueling.
I just realized you didn't hear what I said. Flaps 40 and maximum braking is preferred, definitely. It's a short runway. We don't always have a choice, yeah, but, we make the best of it. Liveries, Skymatix. Good evening. Right, another trick for Port Elizabeth is it's the same as George. When you come in on the ILS, it's going to bring you in high. Okay, you're going to be like 2,000 feet too high. If you come in on the RNAV, and I am actually doing RNAV tonight, then you shouldn't be high. You should be okay. But if you fly ILS, make sure that when you get to that VOR overhead the airport, that you are actually at 2,000 feet, guys. Otherwise, you're going to be high, and then you're going to have to vector yourself and make some donut somewhere in the over the sea or something. Hello, Baza. Bye. Right, bear this weather in mind when I talk to you about this new alpha and beta testing that I'm doing with this new non-public release. In fact, I see we are 15 guys, so I'm going to say it now, and then if somebody comes in later, we might just repeat
Ground
ourselves
flight deck,
quickly.
fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
Right, I just don't want to do it 20 times, you know. Okay, so what we have here is version 7A. It's part of version 3.55 experimental early access version 3.7a, which is now one version newer than what you guys have that we've released. Okay. The whole reason for the existence of A that we have here, let me just actually make sure I'm in the right aircraft. The reason for existence for A is to fix the yo-yo effect on the glide slope, right? So in my testing, I said to Zibo, it's like 95, 97% better. It's really much better than it is in the 3.6. So it's much more stable. It keeps the glide slope better. But then there is something else. He also gave me 7B, but the moment I load 7B in my system, it kills the Zibo completely. So here's the backstory, just in brief, okay? There is a new version with updates to the weather engine for X-Plane 12 coming. I'm not sure when it's coming. It is coming. And the new version 7B, which will eventually turn into 3.7 that you guys will get, is dependent on the new version of X-Plane. It cannot run in our old version. Okay, so I'm still on, 1.0, 1.R3. I can't even remember what they call these things. Let's have a look, see. Explain. Okay, so it's 12.03R1. So when we get to 12.04, which I presume will be the next one, also an R1, I presume, the weather is going to change significantly for a couple of reasons, which is not important. I don't know the ins and outs anyway, so I can't tell you that much. But one of the things that third-party developers like Zibo is now getting is access to the weather. And for that, he already made provision. I've already got this file, but it's not compatible with the old X-Plane. So I'm waiting dependent on this fix. And that's also why you guys are going to have to wait a little while for version 3.7. Okay. So that will give you natively, without Antonio's plugin or anything else, the ability to read the weather here in your FMC. All right. So obviously, AviTab, that little plugin there, that's not a Zibo thing. That's a third-party thing. If you want to still read the meter there, I presume you're still going to have to use Antonio's plugin or something similar, or AviTab. now I forgot for a second who made it, but anyway, that developer will have to update these to be, able to read the weather in X-Plane. Right, so we're getting one step closer to weather. That's accessible to the guys. There will be an SDK, limited longitude, lateral, vertical, longitude, etc. Access to weather. Right. I don't know the ins and outs. Obviously, Zibo knows much more than me regarding that, but that's also good news for third-party developers, I presume, for weather stuff. All right. So, me being the cowboy, my first question to Zibo was, does that mean we're getting a good weather radar in the Zibo mod? And he said, not yet. Okay, because it's a very crude, rudimentary, basic access that's coming, and I can only presume that in time that will be built better and better. Okay, so there's a bit of preview, there's a bit of story, and I hope you guys are going to enjoy what's coming in future. As easy as that. That's my story of the 7s, the 3.7s. I presume my mic was on for all that talk that I just did. Hope so. It's so funny sitting here alone. Anybody else want to join me in Discord? You're welcome. It's just funny to sit here alone, just mumbling on my own. Right, let's get back to business. Yes. No problem, Dave. No problem. It's just a general invitation. Welcome. You're welcome, here. That is live from the radio too. Better hurry up, otherwise Anthony's going to leave without me. Something has significantly changed in the loading here as well. I'll have to ask Zibo about that. Something different changed. Show you guys what I'm seeing. SDK. Right, so one of the things I've been rather proud of is when we do the loading on the tablet, it actually, comes through here by design, but then we can actually go back and we can check that our takeoff weights are at a certain place. We can check that our zero fuel weight is at a certain place. Now, currently what's happening is our zero fuel weight is not right. Okay. Our gross weight is not right. So it's like values change. There's definitely an issue there that I need to speak to Zibo about. Now, if you have a CFY, you need to switch it on. Okay, and then you need to speak to Zibo on the forum if there's an issue with it. But definitely you need it on. He obviously made that code a long time ago. So if it's still compatible and all those things are correct, you should be fine. But switch it on, definitely. Dave, I don't have new tours, but what we said we are going to do is we're going to open a couple of the old tours again. Because it's in a new setup, we have the ability to do that now. So I'll probably open up a good couple of the old tours to get you guys going. But I'm not sure if you've seen it on stream and if I can actually show you again while we are sitting here talking. Let me just show you a nice to have that is coming in the new VA that might be of interest to you, which could fill the gap for tours in the beginning while we're still working on it, right? So I just want to quickly get my edge on screen here. Right, so speaking about tours and assignments and stuff, this is now in the new VA. Give me a second. ATC is not talking about this.
1130, Johannesburg East Center, good evening. Identified underwater control, climb flight of 150.
Sorry, can you repeat again, please?
Cephei 1130, climb to flight level 150.
150 for flight Sapphire 1130.
Right, okay, so let's continue. All right, so what basically happens is you've got no, don't worry about disturbing me. I talk in a million different directions. You know, I try and concentrate, but they have already gone off the path. Alex, hello, welcome. Right. So in our flight operations, and we will probably rearrange the menu at the top, but currently it's under flight operations assignments, right? It brings you to this page. Now, initially there's going to be nothing. Now, this is the magic button here on the right-hand side. Okay, this red button. So what happens is you are going to be situated according to the VA at an airport. So you obviously have to do at least one flight to be at a specific airport. The moment you are at that airport, you have to press that button. The system will then generate 5 flights for you. And as you can see, it's in sequence. It will literally build a pair times 5, so to speak, okay? So it will give you a departure and a destination times 5, and the one will follow on the other. And then once you are done, you can obviously see your progress bar and the money you make. So you get 1,000 virtual bucks for each flight, basically. It doesn't mean anything in the VA, really. It's just nice to have. But anyway, once you are done, all you do is you click there to delete and reassign, and it gives you the next 5. So obviously from that airport where you are the last time, and you can obviously now go to a different airport. Physically just spawn and, you know, fly a flight or create a flight at that new airport. So for instance, if I'm done with Cape Town there, that's my last flight is at Cape Town. Now let's say I'm tired with South Africa. I want to go to the UK or to Ireland maybe. So I'm going to spawn at EIDW or let's say Manchester and then fly to EIDW. The moment the system registers that you are EIDW, so you're going to have to fly into it. All right. The moment you are at EIDW Dublin, you press the button. It will then create little assignments for you, 5 flights basically. So let's say you end up at Brussels, then you click the same button, it makes another 5. And I must be honest with you, this is my 3rd mini tour flight assignments that I'm flying this month already, and I find it's really cool because it makes me fly to airports where I don't usually consider flying. Like we were at Bloemfontein today. I flew a little flight in the middle of lunch quickly with the guys today from Bloemfontein down to King Shaka. That was my leg number 3. You see there, Bloemfontein. I mean, I wouldn't really think of flying to Bloemfontein out of my own accord because it's not really a Boeing 737-800 airport. You know, it's usable. You can do it. We did it. But you know, so it was nice. It's nice to see different places and different combinations of flights because each one of these airports I've visited frequently in the past, but not necessarily in the pair that it's set up. It's like Kruger and Mpumalanga at the Kruger National Park, also in that area. I've never taken a Boeing in and out there. Now I've taken the Airbus in and out there, you know.
Cephei 1130, continue climb flight level 380.
No, Hendrik, no, it's not.
Level 380 for Sapphire 113.
Oh, this is one of the nice new things that awaits you guys. So, anyway, coming back to the tours itself, you Hey, we've got the tours. You see, we're still working on it. So we've got the inaugural tour and the Canadian tour and the challenge tour. But, I mean, there are a whole host of others that we can switch on again and see. I don't think all the tours are in here already. You see, so it's a work in progress. We'll get there. We'll get everything done. But in the interim, like I said, is, click the button. It'll make you 5 little flights quick. And it's lovely. I like it. It's really amazing. Let me continue here. I am going to quickly take a screenshot here while I'm thinking about it. Let me just quickly get this. Save. All right. Then I want to quickly save the actual load. So I'm not sure who changed. I'm not sure what changed. I'm definitely going to have to speak to Zibo about this because ideally my OCD shouldn't, bother me 24/7 now. Of course it will. If I don't get these values to match, it's going to really bug me. So anyway, we'll fix it. And I believe this started with this 3.7, so it's not a long-standing thing. It's new. Right, so reserves. 2.5. X will be 0. Okay, wait. So, 0 means 293. This golden rain just now, so make that consideration wet. Just cut back or anything.
Ready for pre-flight procedure.
So, Linda.
Trim up.
Here you go, darling. Set that up for us. It's still raining. Hello, Neil. I'm okay. How are you? Now we need to get our clearance. Grab the whiteboard here. Johannesburg Center, good evening, Skymatix 001. We are located at Alpha 16 King Shaka, and we're requesting IFR clearance to Port Elizabeth.
Skymatix 001, just confirming, did Johannesburg Center, have you contacted the tower yet?
Sorry, sir, I've been talking too much on YouTube. I will make sure to switch to that station. He was not on when I started. Thank you. Follow tower, there we go. Now we should have an ATIS. Let's see. Charlie. Alpha 16. Have a good evening, Skymatix 001 Alpha 16 requesting IFR clearance to Port Elizabeth as filed, and we have information, Charlie.
Skymatix 001, this is King Shark Tower. Good evening to you. You are cleared to Port Elizabeth off the OKTAN 1 Alpha departure, runway 24. The departure frequency is 129.1, and your squawk code is 4260.
Squawk 4260, we are clear to Port Elizabeth on the OKTAN 1 Alpha departure of runway 24, and we copied the frequency there, Skymatix 001.
Skymatix 001, your readback is correct. Report ready for push and start.
Thank you, sir. Do you have an initial altitude for us? Skymatix 001.
Skymatix 001, I got really jumped on by Jan Skeepers for wanting to provide that as an import controller, so the answer is no. But I'll be asking you to transfer to the departure frequency when you are passing 1,000 feet. I'll give it to you then.
Right, cool. Thank you very much, Skymatix 001.
Tower, Skymatix 008, ready for taxi for runway 24.
Skymatix 008, taxi to holding for runway 24 via taxiway Echo Alpha. I repeat, via taxiway Echo and Alpha. Report ready for departure.
Taxi via Echo then Alpha to holding port for runway 24. Report next, ready for takeoff. Skymatix 008.
Yeah. Righto, so we did all that. Let's put the seatbelts on. That's our doors.
Ground to cockpit. Toes driving up.
Right. Let's start our engine. Yes, sir. Nice weather. It was raining much worse earlier, and I was thinking of you. Typical Scotsman weather, eh? Before start procedure.
Before start procedure.
Shock Sapphire 528 ready on reaching.
Sapphire 528, runway 24, cleared for takeoff. The wind is 190 degrees 08 knots. Contact Johannesburg East on 129.1. Have a great flight and good night to you.
Yeah, for takeoff runway 24, passing 1000 Johannesburg. Control. Have a good day, thanks for the service, Ian. Sapphire 528.
All electronic devices do need to be turned off and put away at this time. This does include all cellular phones and two-way pagers. Flight attendants, please prepare your doors for departure and cross-check.
Hallo Wim, welkom. Hallo Eugene, welkom.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Tower Skymatix. Skymatix 001 is ready for push and start.
Skymatix 001, push and start approved. Face east, QNH is 1011. Report ready for taxi.
Thank you, sir. Push and start approved facing east. And we'll report ready for taxi. Skymatix 01. Yes, Eugenia, alles goed.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
We'd like you to direct your attention to the video screens located throughout the cabin for an important safety demonstration on our Boeing 737.
Start number 2 engine.
Starting number 2 engine.
Oh, my better pushback is drunk. What the heck?
Good evening, Rico.
Ja, dis naby genoeg, jong. Ons praat kombuis Hollands hierso. Hallo Anthony, welkom.
Oh. 25 and 2.
This thing is totally whack. This guy, I don't know if he's slipping on the ground or what's his position or problem. Yeah. Okay, eventually we're going.
Yeah. For us, understanding Flemish is a little bit easier
Starter
than the
cutout.
native Dutch. But if you guys speak slow enough, we can still follow. It's just when you guys get really, in a hurry. Then if I'm not in the conversation, I tend to lose it. It's difficult to pick it up. Right, so that one is done. Start number one
Operations
engine.
complete. Set parking brake.
Got it.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Start number one engine.
Starting number 1 engine.
Well, while Scotsman is here, I don't talk behind people's back, but I can tell you one thing. It's like Scottish. If he starts talking fast, I'm lost as well. I have to ask him every now and then, what? Say again? Beg your pardon? It's funny. Funny.
25 and 2.
25 into.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time. Have a lacquer flight.
Yeah.
Ready for before taxi procedure. Starter cutout.
Skymatix 008, please check that you've set your squawk to 6317.
Tower, please repeat the scorecard.
Scorecard is 63.
One of those things. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I've got the same. I've actually got in business. I've got a service provider that is from the Netherlands, France. I don't know his surname now, but when me and France speak, it's funny. We try the Dutch and Afrikaans thing up to a point, and then we switch over to English because it gets too fast. We've got to talk, too much. But when we're relaxed, it's okay. Cool. Right. So let us see. Get my chart for the airport quick, guys. Tower Skymatix 001 ready for taxi. My cars is running.
Skymatix 001, taxi via taxiway Foxtrot Alpha to holding point runway 24, report ready for departure.
Thank you, sir. Foxtrot Alpha, holding point Mike for runway 24, and we will report ready for departure. Skymatix 001.
Are you also getting a bit of feedback from Ian?
Yeah, it's not so much feedback. It sounds like he's got a fan or something interfering with his mic there. I don't know if he's got a parrot shouting in the background. I think it's a bit more than just a parrot, but he's definitely got some issue there.
Like a squawk.
Yeah. Yes, it sounds like he's got a dot matrix printer running in the background. That's a good way of explaining that. The young'uns won't even know what that is.
Those were reliable until the ribbon was clogged.
Yeah. Give me a second. I just received a message here.
In Jakarta, Skymatix 008 at the hold for runway 24.
Skymatix 008, you are clear for takeoff, runway 24, the wind is 190 degrees 8 knots, passing 1,000 feet, contact Johannesburg East on 129.1. Have a great flight, good night.
I know, I was thinking...
Skymatix 008, clear for takeoff, runway 24, and passing 1,000, change to 129.1, and thank you for your service, sir.
I was thinking that he had one of these big metal fans and one of the blades was touching something, you know, one of the sides or something. I used to be a fan of Epson and Panasonic, you know, back in the day. I had many Panasonic Dotmatic printers. And Epson. Yeah, that's what the good old days. Yes,
the
but things
OK.
changed. Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. Then HP came along with their ink printers and laser printers. Steve, that's interesting. If anybody else can comment, I didn't change any settings. Everything should be the same as always. I'm not sure why it would be blurry. Maybe hit the control and F5 there on your system and, you know, flash the cache and see if you get a better picture. I am streaming in 1080p, and that's the best we can do from our connection, unfortunately. And the problem lies with Google. It's on the outside of South Africa, not inside. Inside of South Africa, I've got a 200 megabit fiber line. The moment you push out, and the ingress server, as far as I know, all the ingress servers, Twitch and YouTube, they are all located in London in the UK. So that's also why you have an 8-second delay between me talking and you guys seeing it, you know, because it has to travel like the speed of light, get to the other side and usable. Yeah, it must be, guys. I'm sorry, it's blurry. Once YouTube has rendered it and all, like 24 hours later, it should be perfect. I do apologize. One of the interesting things is I'm limited to, I think it's 2,800 bits. It's not much, but they still drag the HD out of it. Now, normally, if my memory serves me correctly, you need to stream at something like 8 megabits to get HD. But they are doing something on the line here for the South African streamers. That's all I can say, because that's what I can see. You know, they're definitely doing something. So 2.8 megabits. I'm technically not really supposed to be able to stream HD, but I do. And I don't know, it's some technical wizardry they do on the other side somewhere. And unfortunately, then times like this, it goes a bit off. I did make a plan with my Twitch account. Alright, it almost had a problem the other day, but I saved it and I went through the whole motion of filling in all the paperwork again and so on. So I'm happy to stream there sometime if this becomes a big problem on YouTube. But YouTube is my preferred place to do it. The reason is it's multiple, but it's the preferred place. So anyway, the other one's back up. We have it if we need it. I see. Interesting. No, Peter. And it won't be. Until laminar updates explain, it will not be available to you guys. I can't even run 7B on my system because the old explain that we all have is no longer going to be compatible. They're going to change it so significantly with the new update that the Zibo that we have today won't even work in it. there's such a major change. I'll show you. I'll show you just now. Let me just get in the air so we don't bother the ATC guys. And I'll show you what happened when I tried to load 7B. Because I've got it. Zibo already prepared it for us, but it's useless in the current to explain. Before takeoff procedure.
Before takeoff procedure.
Flight attendants prepare for takeoff, please.
Before takeoff procedure complete.
I missed something somewhere. Trish did not close the door, and she did come in and say her say, so I don't know what happened there. It's weather related in terms of third-party developers getting access to the SDK and having interaction with the weather for the first time now, but we can talk about it again. Give me a second. Tower, Skymatix 001 ready for departure.
Skymatix 001, runway 24, cleared for takeoff. The wind is 190 degrees 08 knots. Passing 1,000 feet, contact Johannesburg East on 129.1. Thanks for flying with us tonight. Have a good flight. Good night.
And thank you for making the effort to come out. Much appreciated. We are cleared for takeoff and we'll speak to Joburg East 1,000 foot into the air. Skymatix 001. Alex, I'm not sure to what extent it will be. Remember, this will now be the first iteration, the first release of an SDK and access to weather, which is highly likely going to entice, people like Active Sky, third-party guys, to get involved with the weather now in Explain 12. We will have to see. In terms of the Zibo mod, I will repeat what I said in a few minutes ago. In terms of the weather, basically the first thing that you will see is the Zibo will natively support the weather in the FMC again. Okay, that is something that we could only access through a plugin like what Antonio made for us, the NOAA weather plugin. But I did show it earlier in my stream. It is now working already. That it can read the native explain weather. So the Zibo mod will now interact with the weather on a different level.
Positive rate.
There we go. And command 8. So just need to speak to these guys and then I'll be back with you.
Acceleration altitude.
There we go. Joburg East. Johannesburg East. Good evening. Skymatix 001 passing 2,000 feet, leaving Kinshasa.
1,000 to go.
Skymatix 001 Johannesburg Center. Good evening. You identified under radar control. Climb flight level 150.
Flight level 150. Skymatix 001. Right. Peter, thank you so much. Always nice to get some positive feedback. I just wish I had more time to do more. I've got so many plans and things, but time's limited. And I tell you what, business is really booming at this point in time. So I'm grateful, thankful, and just, running.
Skymatix 008 Johannesburg Center.
Alex, you're correct. Who knows if they still want to? We don't know. X and Varo will definitely come to explain.
Skymatix 008 Johannesburg Center.
Skymatix 008, go ahead, Johannesburg.
Skymatix 008, it appears you have a veered off course, sir. If you can just make a left turn direct to UTMO.
Transition altitude.
Copy that. It seems like I have an issue with my FMS. Turning left for UTMO, Skymatix 008.
That's interesting. You see, I was supposed to concentrate, I didn't, and then it went away on the MCP.
because I wasn't concentrating.
Safir 1-1, you can descend now to altitude 4000 via the Dunsa 1 Alpha arrival.
Dunsa 1 Bravo arrival, and was that 4,000 feet?
Safir 1-1 affirm, stand by for QNH.
Stand by QNH, we request high speed descent, please.
Safir 1-1, Southern copy your last say again, please.
We request a high speed descent.
Safir 1-1, high speed descent approved.
Thank you, and speed approved, 1-1.
Yeah, well, I grew up with Active Sky, must be honest, I love it. Until such time I got introduced to X-Enviro, you know, X-Enviro kind of changed it a little bit for me. But that was because Magnus, you know, and you can see the guys put a lot of effort in it, and there's a lot of negativity around it, and I don't want to get into it on the stream, but I figured out a lot of it is just hot air and hogwash. You know, now that I've seen both sides of the coin and I've actually used it myself, X-Enviro is a brilliant program. Active Sky has got plenty more customization.
QNH for Durban is 1011, you can expect the on-off approach runway 24.
1011 RNAV 24, thank you, 1-1.
You know, so depending on your flavor, how you like it, either or. But I really, really enjoy my X-Enviro, and I can't wait for it to come to X-Plane 12. Even in 2020, I just like it. I like it a lot.
Landing lights switches off.
Thanks, Eugene. Yes, I tell you what, I've never been so busy in a December-January period in my life. It is amazing. I can just say thank you, Lord, and run, you know, pick up, go for it. So anyway, to come back for the guys that joined late, the purpose of 7A, which I'm flying now, is all related to fixing the glide slope.
001, continue climb flight level 320.
Continue climb 320, Skymatix 001. Right, so if you saw my previous video where we 3.6, and you guys probably have noticed that as well, there's a bit of oscillation on the glide slope when you come into the ILS to land with 3.6. So Zibo fixed it in 3.7a, which is what I'm flying now. The B version is the one prepared for the next update that should talk to the weather and do all the weathery things. Okay, there's probably going to be one or two more extra things, but I'm focusing on the weather for tonight's show. I just cannot run 7B in the system. It is absolutely killing the Zibo mod. You can't put it in. The X-Plane, the difference between X-Plane 03R1 and the next version of X-Plane is so significant, you cannot use the old Zibo. It is dead. You can't use it, just as the new Zibo is dead in the old version of X-Plane. So that's how significant it is. What exactly it is, I'm not a programmer. I can't tell you A, B, C, X, Y, Z, you know, full stop here, comma there. I don't know what exactly happened. But wait, let me see if I can get those screenshots for you. I'll show you. Here we go. I just need to open it in my browser. I don't want to share me and Zibo's private talkings to each other. Then I'll show you guys. So if I go and I load 7B that is already prepared for the next version of X-Plane, a couple of things happen. There you go. The first thing is you lose the whole EFB with everything in it, and it becomes the AVI tab solely. Okay, so that's the first thing that happens. The second thing that happens is you get this thing. I mean, it's immediately, you know, bells and whistles going off, and then it looks like this, and you can't fly it because the X-Lua is basically dead.
Okay, 1-1, Joburg Center.
The difference is so big that
You can't put the two together. It just doesn't work. So I can't test 7B at this point in time. I'm literally waiting for the new explain. Then I'll test the 7B. And then depending on what happens, you guys will obviously get it. So it's going to take a couple of days. Flying Scotsman, yes. Getting X&Y was like getting a new
FA 141 Johannesburg Centre.
Absolutely. Was definitely.
Go ahead, 141.
FA 141, my apologies, sir. The arrival is going to be the Dunsa 1 Bravo arrival. You can still continue to descend by that arrival to altitude 4,000.
Oh, yeah, absolutely,
Copy,
Eugene. Wonderful.
4,000 Dunsa 1 Bravo, arrival 24. Thank you, 141.
I know, Alex, yeah. I'm also sticky for change. I don't like change. Especially when I like something and somebody wants to come and take it away. It really works on my nerves. I don't like it. But every now and then, something like X&Y comes along.
Correction, contact Cape Town East Centre now, 124.7, good day.
Just to give you a quick example, something that I really miss is in X&Y you get the actual light feedback from the clouds. So when you fly, it's not just pitch dark black like you see in front here. If there's a cloud in front of us, the lights actually reflect, you know. We already had seasons in X-Plane 11 automated through X&Y, which, you know, was only done through SAM seasons and maybe one other plugin, and you had to either preload it or load it in the fly, you know, and then physically it's a manual operation where X&Y just did it automatically, you know, so those kind of things are nice. But for me, you know, the lights, I mean, I miss the lights. I want to see the clouds. I want to see my lights reflect back. SK Sun, it would be, but I can't tell you a lot of things. There are a lot of differences between the Zibo mod and any other plane, all right? And one of the big things that I can tell you is the Zibo mod is built upon the default laminar aircraft, right? So there is a lot of X-Lua in our aircraft here that you don't find in any of the other aircraft. And that X-Lua makes it very heavy, all right? It makes it do things other aircraft don't do and behave like other aircraft don't do. If the Zibo was like the other aircraft or some of the other aircraft, a C++ aircraft, we probably wouldn't have the same problem. But having the link back to the laminar platform and it being based on X-Lua is an interesting combination that does cause issues sometimes. Okay, and that is the big difference. So if you come to me and you say to me, oh well, I don't have to load the 172 to start the flight factor so and so or the tallest so and so, fair enough. So listen what I just said. They don't have the same load, the same requirements for X-Lua. All right, this thing, when the Zibo mod was created, it was created in Notepad, okay, and a lot of the code was written without Zibo even having a computer, okay. That's the genius of the man. He sat and he wrote it and other guys tested it and he watched the streams and then he got his computer going and then he got into it more. You understand? This is the background that a lot of people don't know that, you know, is interesting when you start thinking about it. And one of the reasons it was so easy to get into it was X-Lua. And because X-Lua is a very easy to work with and to manipulate thing, it worked very well in the beginning, but then it became top heavy because you just can't do with X-Lua what you can do in C++. And I guarantee you, if you go to Tolles, go speak to Juliana, right? Ask her. They never started in a notepad. They started with C++. So there's your first significant difference, why the dollars would, you know, act differently. You see? Yeah, and these are things that I think a lot of people don't really care about, don't worry about. All they see is, oh, we can't load the Zibo, it doesn't start. Now we have got to load the Charlie 172 or any other aircraft that's more lean to load, that can actually load, and once they're at the gate, they have to switch. You know, so it's one of those things. It would actually be best. Let me ask you this favor. Don't compare the Zibo to the other aircraft, because you can't. It's two different things. It's like immigrating to a new country. Now you're in the new country, you might get your citizenship in 5 years, but your roots is still back in the old country. Your family is back there. You do things differently. You're not from that country, you know. And it's the same with the Zibo. It's got its thing, and it needs to be treated that way. It's an individual thing. So anyway, enough of that. Let me read your comments a little bit here. So SK Sun, what I showed you just now, okay, means that it will not be broken in the next version. Okay, so here we have come on. Here we have version 7A, and I'll even show you here quickly. Zibo has already prepared 7B. I just want to make sure I don't show you something you shouldn't see.
Safari 1 descent to altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1011 via Lima, Echo 2 November 1, you'll get on approach runway 24, report established.
So, there you go. There's 7A, there's 7B.
November 1, 5,000 feet,
right.
Thank you.
So,
Established next to 141.
So Zibo's already prepared 7B, but I can't test 7B because it needs the new X-plane. 7A is the last one in the current X-plane that works here. And the errors that I showed you earlier comes from using 7B. In fact, I think I've got 7B loaded as an option. So when we land, I can actually go into the other aircraft. I'll show you if you really want to see it. Now, just to make it very clear, Zibo is prepared. The Zibo should not be broken. There's the thing, the plug-in is there already. He's ready. Unless Laminar changes something significant and he has to bring out a C or a D or whatever, there's that to take into consideration. So we'll see how it's going to work, because after saying all this, we might still be able to get the current Zibo into the new X-plane. It might still work, but there are going to be features that you're not going to have access to. And this is why we're working on 7, because the sooner you get 7, the sooner you get access to the new things. Okay, so it might not be such a detrimental bad thing taking the old Zibo into the new X-plane, but you sure as hell can't bring the new Zibo into the old X-plane. It doesn't work, you know. So that's it. Thank you, Umar. Scotsman, I found out you cannot load. Oh, you need to load a default plane before you load the 747 800 from SSG as well. Okay, well, you see, it's not just us then. I haven't tried it, so thanks for that. Umar, thank you. I'm trying. I'm really trying my best, eh? It's difficult because I've got to take into consideration that I might be stepping on somebody's toes and I might be saying something I shouldn't say. So I'm very careful as well. And it makes it a bit difficult, but I'm trying. Okay, Peter, I studied electronics engineering. I wanted to go into aircraft instrumentation. That was the whole idea, right? So that was the dream, that was the whole story that got me into electronics engineering and stuff. Then when I started to work, the IT guys were making literally, no lie, 7 times more money than
Skymatix
me.
008, contact Cape Town East Centre now 124.7, good day.
Now we're talking 19...
Skymatix 008, contact Cape Town East Centre now 124.7, good day.
Sorry guys. We're talking 1993. So back in the day...
Skymatix 008, Johannesburg Centre.
Anthony?
It's 124.7 for Skymatix 008. Thank you for your service.
Right. So back in the day, in the 90s, when you were an IT guy, you were not just a technician, you were an engineer. And with my background, it was so easy to switch over to IT and IT support and building computers and supporting computers and stuff. And then within one day, you literally get a financial increase of 7 times. You know, so I looked at it and I went to my boss and I said to him, you know what, this story where I have to program integrated circuit boards and using assembler language to get these things going for copy protection in IT systems and computers and all, it wasn't for me. Let's switch. Let me go into IT. I want to make 7 times more money, you know, not knowing 10 years down the line, the whole IT support market would crash. And today, you know, IT support just isn't what it used to be. But I stuck around, and that is the main source of my income is IT support. I do IT administrative support for companies. That's the main income, and then I also do voice over IP telephone systems and proper, you know, corporate type backup solutions for companies where we protect their data for them. So it's all IT related, you know, but that's how I ended, yeah. Because you see, now it's funny, there are days that I'm so busy I can't move. But it's not the same as when, you know, you're out in the veld and you're digging a ditch and you've got, you know, tools to dig and you've got to physically lift the, you know, the spade and whack it into the ground. I mean, that guy is really, really busy. But when I say I'm busy, what happens is I've got 5 screens on my computer here. Okay, 4 of them are big enough to house AnyDesk because I use a paid subscription of AnyDesk to remotely administer the systems and the servers and the workstations and stuff, right? So I would typically sit here and have 4 screens at a time busy. And these computers can be anywhere from Johannesburg to Florida in the US or, you know, somewhere in Germany or in the UK, all right? And what then happens is I'm busy sitting here. I can't go anywhere. I'm literally stuck to this chair. But, you know, you click next, you sit, you wait, you click next, you wait again. And sometimes it takes hours and hours for these systems to run through all their routines and all. So the question is, what do you do with your time with, you know, instead of plucking your hair out, what do you do? You know, how do you keep yourself busy? You can only watch YouTube and Netflix so many times, and then it also it mushes your brains, and then you can't think anymore. So being in the flight sim hobby is like ideal, because now I can sit. I can't really, you know, I take a chance, let me put it that way, to put up a flight, because I can't really guarantee I'll finish a flight or something like that. I can't really sit and create videos because I've also got to concentrate on the work, you know. But it gives me enough leeway to do a flight test here and there, give comments here and there, whatever. And then it's obviously ideal, like now, I'm sitting here doing nothing. Right, so typically if this was in the day, the aircraft would be running there in the background, the computers would be all up and running, and I can split myself reasonably well. The only time I really have to concentrate on the flight simulator is obviously the preparation, the takeoff and the landing phases. So anything in between is time wasted as well. So, but at least I've got something to do, and that's my big story. Al, I speak too much. My wife is going to come up here and she says to me, you talk too much. I'm telling you. Steve G. Okay, cool. Great. I'm very glad that your problem went away.
Skymatix 001, contact Cape Town East Centre now, 124.7, good day.
124.7. Thank you for your service. Thanks for coming out and helping us. Appreciate that, Skymatix 001. Alright. Cape Town East, Skymatix 001.
Skymatix 001, good evening. Just identified radar contact at position Apple. Continue routing inbound, runway 08 in use. And expect the RNAV via position Nehru call ready for descent.
Thank you, sir. Expecting RNAV for 08 and we'll call ready for descent. Skymatix 001. Stuff.
Skymatix 001, Cape Town.
Go ahead for 001.
001, I see you filed for the RNAV via position UTSIR. Would you prefer UTSIR?
Yes, if possible, because the way we're going to approach over the VOR, we will be facing UTSIR, so that would be marvelous, actually. Thank you, sir.
Hey, firm, expect UTSIR.
Right. Right. Wow, Peter, that's interesting, eh? That's really interesting. You know what's sad? Even after all the studies and everything, if somebody offered me an electronic job right now, I'll have to go back to study up. I never used it. I promise you, I changed my career within 6 months. And I've never ever really had any use for any engineer level electronics. And it's funny, who asked me today? Somebody asked me yesterday. I don't even remember if it was on the stream. Somebody asked me if I know somebody that can fix my Bravo throttle quadrant, and I said yes, it's me. I just don't have the energy to think I have to open this stupid throttle quadrant to go and solder 2 wires back. You know, actually replace the wires with better wires and then solder them. I just leave it. It's working without it. It's just a nice to have. So. Yeah, Peter, just on a side note, all my flying happened in between, obviously, and I stopped flying in 2006. I just gave up the whole dream right there and then. Some of the stuff is military related, so I'm not going to speak about that on air in public. But if I had my way, things would have been different. I would have definitely stayed in aviation, and I wouldn't have given it up. You know, maybe one day if I win the lottery, you know, we can buy a little plane and just fly around for ourselves. But I mean, the whole career idea is gone. So not even gonna try. And this is why I like doing what I do with Zibo and the real pilots here. You know, because I still learn and I've got a lot to give away to other people to teach them. And it's if it's in your blood, it's in your blood, and you can't get rid of aviation just like that. Interesting, Peter, interesting. Yeah. I was an IBMer at one point in time myself. I worked on OS2 warp server, warp workstations and such. We did all kinds of things, including vehicle tracking and recovery through a UK-based system way back in the 90s already. All IBM stuff. I was involved with them for quite some time. Anyway, coming back to the flight, let me quickly show you guys what I was telling ATC earlier. So this is our flight, the purple there. As you can see, we're going to hit that VOR right there, facing directly UTSIR. So there's no reason for me to make fast banking maneuvers or anything to go to a different place, because there's never over there, right? Which is the other entry point. So, I mean, it's not that bad to make the turn, but it's kind of, you know, so it just made sense for me to just fly straight and then make my turn and come in, and that's why I filed that way. Oh, that's nice, Peter. I started with a ZX Spectrum in 1986. Green or brown was the Earth, the bottom, and blue was up. And you know, you put the tape on, and then you take the rugby ball or the cricket ball and you go play outside for half an hour, and then every now and then you just come and check, see if the flight sim's loaded, and then you go out again until you're ready, and then you play for half an hour or an hour and you feel good, and then you go whack the ball again or kick it, you know. And that's how I started. And also went up through the ranks in all kinds of different simulators, all kinds of stuff that I got involved with, right through. And for the longest time, I've had all the sims almost on my system. You know, all three the big brands. I want to tell you something else. I'm really excited when I see where P3D is moving towards. If you look at the Unreal Engine and things they're talking about, they want to incorporate into their sim now. It's going to be unreal. It looks amazing. So I don't know when that's going to happen. The only problem is with everybody moving away onto 2020 now, I don't know who's going to be left and what aircraft's really going to be available in P3D, and whether it's literally just going to turn into this defense / corporate, you know, commercial sim. I don't know. We'll have to see. But sorry.
So we have problems with our GPS accuracy.
Hope you can hear me over these guys. I put them kind of low, so you should be able to hear me. Shout if you can't, But anyway, I've got 2020 now, and I've got X-Plane 11 and 12. Still use all three of them, and I'm happy.
Noted. Call ready for descent.
One of the things that kept me busy in the last couple of days, believe it or not, was the Phoenix. Old Hakan here got us into a training mode, and he started showing us how he flies this aircraft, you know. And I tell you what, he's next level. I've watched a lot of videos online of pilots flying the Phoenix, but Hakan took it to a whole new level, man. It was exhausting to a certain degree, and it's just too much to take in because he goes into the nitty-gritty, And I mean, you can see he likes what he does, and he enjoyed teaching us. So I've been flying the Phoenix for 2 or 3, 4 days almost now. So it's nice to just learn a different system, because I'm not an Airbus guy, but I must say it was nice to just do something a little bit different. And now with PMDG and the Phoenix in 2020, at least I've got something to do, because you know, until they arrived, I pretty much didn't even look at 2020. Right, let's start setting up. Guys, you are so quiet. Are you guys okay? See, there's a lot of guys watching, but you're very quiet tonight. Am I talking too much? You're welcome to tell me to shut up a little while and give you a chance, eh? I find myself kind of relaxed, so I'm just sitting, rambling a bit. Enough. Oh, let's do it this way. Wrong one. Well, as long as you're happy, Eugene. As long as it means something to you, then I don't mind, eh? Yeah, that doesn't help me. Shouldn't type on the keyboard, mister. Thanks for watching, Dave. I understand it's could be a bit difficult for you. I'm not sure if this is correct. I must be honest with you. I'm thinking this is incorrect. I'm getting the wrong information, so I'm not sure if the map is going to help us. Make this thing lose us. We don't want to be tracked, man. We go. It doesn't actually show anymore. Okay, let's quickly go to the Navigraph. On the screen. So 014. I'm thinking this thing is stuck. That weather there is stuck, so that seems to be correct. 1014. City. But we'll wait for descent. Other side while the ATC needs to give us 86. Peter, I'm reading your story there on your son. Many years ago, I had the privilege of speaking to Jim Davies, who started 43 Flight School as well. And we spoke a lot. It was my dream to go down to 43 myself. It was very fresh and new those days, and I mean, my heart was pumping chocolates to go there, eh? My biggest problem in my young adult life was my parents are scared of flying, And they did everything to persuade me not to fly. They did not want me to fly. It was like a chess game between us, and a few times they actually managed to derail the process a little bit, not just for 43, for all the other attempts I made. So it was kind of not on the cards for a long time. You know, we need to look at our weights. So that's 1 ton of 6. In actual fact, I'm going to do flaps 40. Right, short runway and all, ne? Set that. Peter, you're welcome, my friend. Go for it. I'm enjoying the chat, to be honest. Thanks, Scotsman. Yeah. Eugene, yeah, that's nice, man. Yeah, Scotsman, you must look for FAPE. We're looking at FAPE to land. We took off from FALE. Wink, wink. Right, now I must just remember, I hardly ever land flaps 40. So you are now my appointed first officers, guys. If you see that I forget I need to be at flaps 40, please start shouting, hey, hey, hey. But don't just say, hey, hey, hey. Sometimes I'm blonde, you know, and slow. You say, hey, flaps. Maybe that's better. Hey. It's 86 over there. Right. We do not have an ILS in the box, so I'm happy with that. Let's quickly see what our VOR frequency is. There is no more VOR here. Oh my soul. OR nav. Yeah, so it's what it is. For the IVEO guys watching, thank you so much for coming along, guys, and giving us ATC. I do appreciate it. I just feel bad that so few people rocked up. I mean, really? But anyway, we're not leaving your airspace for a few days, guys. So if there's any way that we can work together again, I know we're talking about training over the weekend. I'm still waiting for the final story around that, and I'll promote that again. For anybody watching the stream, tentatively plus minus, it has been agreed that there will be training in South African airspace. If you've ever wanted to share this dream with us to come and fly with real ATC, this is your chance. We're giving you a safe place to come and experience it, okay? Nobody's going to laugh at you. Nobody's going to think bad of you. This is the time for you to come and press the button for the first time. I promise you, once you've pressed the PTT button that first time and you said your first little rhyme, you'll be okay. You must just break through that ice. And this is your chance, because these guys have the purpose to want to help you. So if you want to get involved, fly online with us. Make sure to keep a lookout for any publication we do on either Facebook or on, that will be the Zibo Pilots group, or here on Discord. So just please, guys, if you want to get involved, this is it. This is the first option. We are also looking at training in Canada again for the US guys, more on the Western Hemisphere side. And we're also looking at training in the Scandinavian side of things, you know, so all IVEO related, it's there to get you guys going, and then also to make you proficient, to give you a safe space where you can literally hit your good name with a plank without any bad feelings and come back and do it again until you stop hitting yourself and just enjoy yourself. You know, I hope you understand that. We've got a saying in South Africa that goes something like that. So don't worry about being embarrassed. Don't worry about being shy. Just come. We'll help you. Yes, Eugene. Mr. Approach altitude set. I know. It's like the Leo in the beginning, that the Leo is on board.
Descent for 160.
The Leo is the law enforcement officer, you know. It's always funny to think there's a Leo on board with Mr. You know, Escobar. Hello, Mac. Just noticed you there.
Hello, Nico.
So quiet.
Yeah, I'm just catching up with what's going on.
All right.
I saw you were alone.
Yeah.
Ready for descent procedure.
It's strange. I mean, 2-3 hours ago, this place was full. And
Yeah.
I would think that everybody heard that I said I'm going to fly, and we were talking about this flight, and poof, gone.
Well, some people said they were going for a nap.
Oh,
and so
I know
forth,
that some people, yes. I know.
And they've never come back.
Well, Mac, he subsequently messaged me he's not taking a nap. He's got company, so he's not going to be here. But
Well,
I hear what you're saying. Hello, Tom.
That person is. There were others that said
Okay.
they were going for a nap then.
Oh, all right, okay, cool.
Yes, evening all. I'm glad to be here.
Good. Well, I'm almost at
take
top
it
of
that I take it that weather you've got in your FMC is the one that's come from that plug-in add-in, is it?
Negative. That plugin is dead. I removed or disabled it in Xorganizer. I disabled Python scripts. That is from the Zibo, from 7a.
From 7a?
Yeah, there's nothing, but it's broken. It's not working, Mac. It's definitely not working. It's like, to be honest, what I'm seeing is that file. Let's quickly, we can actually prove it. Look, it was made on the 12th. So guess what? This was a file created by Antonio's thing. I never looked at the date. Look, it's old.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's the 12th at 0900.
Exactly. And Nico never looked at the date and the time. I just looked at the QNH. Okay. So it's dead. It is definitely dead. My bad.
That's why I'm just clarifying, because I thought you said it wasn't working until
it
we
wasn't.
got the update to explain.
Well, it wasn't, and I said correctly, but then I saw that thing without checking the date and time, and I thought, he's reading it already. I didn't know that. You've obviously clarified it. No, it's not working. Definitely not. So if I go into my real world weather folder and I delete everything, that will also go. That will be the WX file in the root of Explain. When I delete that, that will also go away.
Yeah.
So you're saying that the Python's not working anymore?
No. It can. I disabled it in lieu of the fix that is coming.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Let's test this.
Well, because I wasn't listening and just had the visual, I thought for a minute I'd missed an Explain update, you see.
Yeah, no problem. Let's try and see if we can do this again. There is no meter.wx file in my system now. I've renamed it, so let's see what it does. See, no meter data. So I was correct. It was reading that file, so I'm going to delete it so I don't confuse myself again and hit my good name with a blank, So anyway, there you go. That's sorted. So yeah, we now waiting for the new Explain so that we can load 7B and we can actually get the weather from Explain.
Yeah.
Hello, Johan. No, I didn't switch on the wiper. I didn't switch on the wiper, I promise. I learned my lesson when I was very young already, just after getting my driver's license. For those of you that don't know what he's referring to, Johan, I can only presume it's that post on my timeline that you're referring to. Ah. So now it means I probably need to show everybody what it is about, right? Otherwise they're going to sit there and wonder, what is Nico talking about?
Skymatix 008, passing position EPVUV, route direct position and narrow for the RNAV runway 08. And descent flight level 100.
You guys are going to see this sufficiently enough. Right, there you go.
Approach top of descent.
Yeah.
And here's the other one.
7528 clear land runway 08. East surface wind 110 degrees 7 knots. Call vacated.
Just land runway 08. Next report vacated. Traffic 52.
Ooh. We need to descend. Captain is Skymatix 001 requesting descent.
Skymatix 001, descent flight level 180, traffic aid.
Flight level 180, traffic aid, Skymatix 001. Ooh, Dave, no. When did that happen? Mac, you know about the 737 crash in Australia?
Oh, CF1130, leaving my airspace.
Is that a real crash or also a joke? We have to ask now.
Landing in Cape Town.
Thank you so much. What's up to this morning? Thank you. Good day.
Nothing on the world Australia thing, no. Nothing.
So, somebody posted a photo on Facebook yesterday in one of the real world aviation groups I belong to. And it was a photo of a Qantas aircraft. And the caption on this meme said something to the effect of, "Look, a strange phenomena in Australian airspace. A Qantas aircraft that's actually on time." So, I've never heard jokes about Qantas. That was my first one. They always joke about Ryanair, but that was funny.
On the BBC World site, there's nothing on the Australia continent.
Dave, if you got information, pop me a messenger message or a Discord message. Let's see. You can't put it on the stream, so. Oh, the bushfire plane where yeah, I saw that. That's a couple of days ago, Mac. It's not recent.
Okay.
The firefighting plane crashed and the pilots got out. They survived.
Okay.
I saw that, yeah.
Skymatix 008, descend at 5,000 feet, QNH 1014.
I would have thought that would have still made the world.
Mac, I saw it on Facebook, like I say, in all of these real world groups I'm involved with. You know, it was all over the place. But a couple of those posts ended up in a really bitter fight between people, and I just didn't bother to read further. And I watched the pictures and the videos and walked away.
I'm surprised that it didn't make it into the world news, but anyway, it hasn't. Let's go check in other options.
Yeah. Hello, HD. All good in here? How's your African tour coming along? Are you okay with that? Or are you done with it? Still busy? I have not had the time to check some more of your videos and streams. I'm sorry about that, but just got real busy this week.
Oh yeah, 6.
Yeah.
Skymatix 001, descend flight level 120.
Descent flight level 120, Skymatix 001.
Remote area WA, more than 500.
FAPE 141, taxi Alpha 4, Alpha, cross runway 17 to the stand.
Will do HD.
Confirm traffic 528.
Traffic 528, affirm, taxi Alpha 4, Alpha, then cross 17 to the stand.
Alpha 4, Alpha, cross 17 to the stand, traffic 528.
HD. Now that we talk about Kilimanjaro, I don't know if you follow Pilot Bambi on YouTube. She's flying a small light aircraft from Europe down to South Africa at this time. Last episode, she actually flew over and around Kilimanjaro in the real world in that little aircraft with oxygen and all that. You must go check that episode, real one. That was really nice. See if I can find it for you. Save you from having to look for it.
Skymatix 001, confirm you'll be crossing the beacon before routing UTSIR.
Yes, sir. We will. The Papa Echo India, Papa Echo Victor. Yes, we will cross that.
Thank you, sir. Descend flight level 70.
7001.
Service 528, thank you, sir. Shutdown approved, 122.8. Have a good evening.
Can you hear me?
No, sir. We can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Okay.
No. Sorry about that. You'll have to try again.
Oh, yeah, I am not talking.
We're on Boeing frequency at the moment.
Hakan.
Tell me.
Welcome. Listen, I've flown that Phoenix 3-4 times more now since you and I had our training, right? And I'm doing gooder. If you understand that weird English, I'm doing better.
Yeah, good. It is really nice to hear about that.
Yeah.
But day by day, if you keep flying with that airplane, day by day, you're gonna get much more like English like you lower.
Yeah. No, I hear you, but I don't have all the time. I managed to sneak in a flight or two with it. And believe it or not, I actually flew the tallest 319 this afternoon as well. Okay.
Skymatix 001 cleared for the RNAV by position UTSIR.
But if you compare
Wait.
it on 319, sorry.
Cleared for the RNF approach via UTSIR, Skymatix 001. Falling over my own tongue. Sorry, I'm almost about to land, Hakan. So talk quick, and then you have to give me 5 minutes to land.
No, you. I will leave from company as well. You can land. After that, we can talk with you.
Okay, cool. There, I'm streaming here locally, so you don't have to go to YouTube. Max, sorry, I forgot I'm not streaming here. Tom, you can also watch. Yeah, local. Right. So. We're literally going to pass over Papa Echo Victor and bug out to UTSIR and then come back. That's probably those lights over there. That's probably Anthony landing now. Good luck, Anthony.
By the way, I need to announce something.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen who are watching Nico's video, I wanna make an announcement. Please be carefully listen. Nico de Bruyne is the biggest liar in the world. Because he told me yesterday that he was going to fly during weekend.
Yeah. No. Plans changed. I told you I was going to fly the weekend only because I'm so busy. But you know what happened, Hakan? One of my orders got postponed until next week, Thursday. And initially they said it must all be done by Monday. And that's where the change came into. That's why I'm relaxed this evening. So tomorrow I've got a hard day's work in front of me, but it's not related. So the other big job is for next week, Thursday.
Okay, in this case, Nico de Bruyne is the second biggest liar in the world. He's not first. Right now, we can change his place.
Okay.
This Sunday, if you're gonna be available, we can fly together, Nico.
We can make a plan. We'll try. We'll see.
Yeah, please make a very good plan.
I'll try. I've got reporting that needs to be done for a huge IT meeting on Monday, right? So if I can fit that in between, then obviously I want to relax afterwards. Then definitely we're gonna fly.
Okie dokie. Maybe we can fly Saturday night as well.
Well, we'll try. I'm not gonna guarantee all that, but we'll try our best. It also depends.
Level off.
Go ahead.
It also depends on Zibo if he brings out more fixes, and it also. Sorry, was that for 01, sir?
No, haven't you heard?
Wait.
Haven't you heard yet? 5,000 feet.
Nico?
Thank you, sir. Going down to 5,000 feet, and the QNH again, please.
Transition.
The QNH 1014.
Thank you, sir. 1014. Skymatix 001. Sorry, Hakan. ITC.
Okay. Haven't you heard that I said?
No.
Not yet.
No, I heard you said I must make a plan. Then we started talking. Then he talked, and then I stopped listening to you.
No. I'm talking about the news. Haven't you heard that yet? I said.
No, what news?
Zibo is
Transition
died
level.
after Phoenix.
Ready for approach
No,
checklist.
that's just in your mind. That's a horrible thing to say. I'm sticking to my Boeing and my Zibo. You're really nasty. I'm going to take you out to the back into a dark room with a sort of house pipe, and I'm going to teach you a lesson. I'm telling you.
Of course, I am kidding, sir.
Yeah. Hello, Krister.
Hello, Jens. Are you live?
Skymatix
Yes, yes, we
taxi
are.
Alpha 4, cross runway 17.
I promise I won't
to
see.
the stand.
Okay.
Flaps 1 set.
Just now remember, I'm taking flaps 40.
Flaps 5 set.
Oh, you're descending. That's interesting.
I'm almost on the ground now, Krister. And in
Yeah.
base now.
Yeah, good. Is that the test of the latest?
Yes, 7A. Yes.
7 Alpha, yeah. Good. Very nice.
Is Uncle John here in the group? I can't see because
No,
I'm
he's
talking via mobile phone.
No, he's not.
Huh?
No, he's not.
Ah, good. In this case, I need to ask you a question, Nico.
Huh?
Are you disco?
Just for you. Okay, just for you for tonight.
Okay, thank you very much.
We need to be at 3,000 days. So you better drop your nose, you little funny bunny.
Okay, seriously, I'm asking you a question. Okay, would you like to learn much more deeper about A320?
Not right now. Okay, now I need to practice
Not
first.
today, not today. Later on.
I'll tell you when I'm ready. Because you take it to such a deep level. You know, I've watched all these real pilots, and not one of them have gone to the extent that you've gone to. Not one. I mean, you get into this thing's nitty-gritty and you turn it inside out. I mean, it's a bit
Look,
much.
this is direct question. I am asking for later on. Would you like to learn
Yeah, later on.
more or
Yes,
not?
later on. No, later on, definitely. Give it a couple of weeks.
If you want to learn more, you need to go to pilot school.
Okay. Oh, hey, you made it feel like we are in pilot school.
Yeah, because I explained almost everything there.
Yeah. Yes, it was a lot. But we learned a lot.
Yeah.
We learned a lot.
Yeah. We are day by day learning. Anyway, I'm going to my car. Then when I reach to home, if you're gonna be here, I will write. See you.
I'm reading about the news of SimBrief. It appears to be very nice.
Skymatix 001, runway 08, clear to land. Service wind 110 degrees 7 knots. Call vacated.
Runway 08 clear to land, and we'll call vacated Skymatix 001.
Flaps 15 set.
Radio altimeter.
Flaps 25 set. Flaps 25 set. Flaps 40 set.
We got
Ready
him.
for landing checklist. Cabin crew, take your seats, prepare for landing. Taxi lights on.
1,000 feet stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Yeah, good luck, Captain.
Thank you.
Approaching decision height
500. Clear to land runway
right.
08.
500
Minimum.
300. 200.
These trees feel so close. My goodness.
Skymatix 008, shutdown approved, 122 decimal height. Have a good evening and thanks for flying.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Yeah.
Speed brake up. Reverse unlocked.
Yeah. I closed my throttle kind of a little bit too soon there.
60 knots.
You see this runway short, very short.
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll through.
Great landing. You are professional.
Yeah, we made sure we stopped.
Stabilized. Flaps up and set.
Runway vacated.
Skymatix 001, taxi Alpha 4, Alpha cross 17 into the stand.
Thank you, sir. We actually made a mistake and used 17 to get off this runway, so we are on Alpha and we'll continue to the stand, Skymatix 001.
Not a problem, I noticed.
After landing procedure.
I must have a quick word about Saturday.
After landing procedure.
My Discord or your Discord?
Or whichever one you choose.
Fine, I'll pop over to your side, that's fine.
Thank you, I'll be in the flying channel.
Stuff, Jan.
After landing procedure complete.
Say again, Anthony.
Anthony, your mic. Anthony, we hear you like 0.5 from 5. We can't hear you. Push your mic. We can see Krista hasn't fixed this airport yet. Look at this idiot.
That's not my doing, Nico.
I know. You haven't done this airport yet. That's what I'm saying.
No, I haven't. Do you want me to?
Yeah, if you've got time.
Yeah.
One day.
I have it on my list.
Okay. FAPE.
Yeah.
Right. Great stuff. Shutdown procedure.
Shutdown procedure. Ready for shutdown procedure.
Wara. Alright, beacons off. Pilot for the VA, there we go.
Shutdown procedure complete.
So guys and girls, if there are any, go enjoy yourself. We've got work to go do in planning for this event on Saturday. If you guys want to learn to fly online with us, please make some effort, come join us and come experience the thrill. Thank you, Geert, and everybody else. Thank you guys for watching. It was nice having you here. It was a totally interesting, different stream than usual. So I hope you enjoyed it. I did. Thank you very much for your company. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
I've missed it.
Just.